Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. It's all about the power of I am with Dr. Wayne Dyer. We're going to be using some excerpts from his teachings and trying to understand how such a simple phrase can be the key to, manifesting desires and connecting with our true selves. I'm very excited to unpack all of this with you. Dr. Dyer's work always leaves me feeling really inspired.
Yeah, it's fascinating how much power lies within those two little words, I am. Dr. Dyer believed that I am, it's more than just a way of identifying ourselves. It's like the first expression of every individual in the universe, like recognizing your own conquering divinity, the power that's within each of us.
Oh, wow. So every time we say I am, we're like tapping into that power. That's incredible.
It really is. And it makes you think about all those times that we unknowingly limit ourselves by saying things like, I am not, I cannot, I have not. Dr. Dyer emphasized that we need to be conscious of our language, especially when it comes to I am, and he urged us to use it for those positive affirmations, like, I am strong, I am well, even if your current reality seems to contradict those statements.
So it's like aligning our internal dialogue with the reality that we want to create, almost like planting seeds for what we desire.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Dr. Dyer was a big believer in the power of imagination to shape our reality, and he actually shared a personal anecdote about being diagnosed with leukemia and how he chose to use his imagination to envision a different outcome, a reality of healing and strength. It's such a powerful example of how we can choose to focus on what we want to create rather than letting our circumstances define us.
I remember reading about that. It's incredibly inspiring. You realize that we have more control over our lives than we often think.
Absolutely. And he believed that we have to protect our imagination. We have to guard it from negativity and limiting beliefs. Put a do not disturb sign on your imagination. Don't let anyone, not even your own past experiences, tell you what's possible.
It reminds me of the story he told about being labeled a disturbing element as a child, just for believing that all things are possible. It really speaks to the power of holding on to that sense of possibility, doesn't it?
It does. That boundless nature of imagination is something that Dr. Dyer emphasized. And it's actually the first of his 5 wishes fulfilled foundations, which he outlined as key to attracting what we desire and becoming the person that we envision.
5 foundations. That sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
Well, the first foundation, as we said, is imagination. And the second one, it might sound a little paradoxical, but it's called living from the end.
Living from the end. Okay, now I'm really curious. What does that even mean?
It means acting as if your desires are already fulfilled, even if you don't see any evidence of it yet. Dr. Dyer, he used to talk about visualizing his book as complete before he even started writing. He would even put the finished book jacket on his desk just to reinforce that vision in his mind.
Wow, that's commitment. So it's not just about seeing the end goal. It's actually embodying the feeling of it being real.
Yeah.
Even if your current reality is telling you otherwise.
Exactly. It's about disregarding those doubts and limitations and really stepping into the reality that you want to create. He believed that our senses can sometimes hold us back from seeing the bigger picture.
It's almost like rewiring your brain to see the potential instead of just focusing on the current limitations.
Exactly. And that takes us to the third foundation assumption. This one builds on the idea of living from the end, but it focuses more on the feeling aspect. Dr. Dyer believed that assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled was a really powerful way to align your energy with your desire.
So it's not just about visualizing the outcome. It's actually feeling the emotions as if it's already happened.
That's it. It's about embodying that feeling of joy, gratitude, or whatever emotion aligns with your desire. Yeah. He said that emotions are like a language that the universe understands. So when we embody the feeling of our desire, we're sending a powerful signal that we're ready for it.
That makes sense. It's like when you're really excited about something, you just naturally draw more of that energy towards you.
Exactly. And then we have the fourth foundation, which might seem a bit obvious, but it's feeling.
Okay, so we've got imagination, living from the end assumption, and now feeling. I'm seeing a theme here.
You're catching on. Dr. Dyer believed that our feelings are like the language of the soul. And he encouraged us to pay attention to our intuition and to trust our gut feelings about our desires.
So if something feels right, it probably is. And if it feels off, it might be a sign to kind of reevaluate or adjust our approach.
You got it. Yeah. It's about tuning into that inner wisdom and letting it guide us towards what truly resonates with us. And finally, we have the fifth foundation, which is gratitude.
Gratitude, it seems so simple, but I know how powerful it can be.
Dr. Dyer considered gratitude to be a key to unlocking abundance in all areas of life. And he believed that when we focus on what we're grateful for, we shift our perspective from lack to abundance, from what we don't have to what we do have.
And that shift in perspective can be so transformative. It's like when you start appreciating the little things,
you
suddenly realize how much you already have.
Absolutely. And Dr. Dyer suggested that expressing gratitude for our desires as if they've already been fulfilled is a powerful way to align with their manifestation.
So it's kind of like combining living from the end with a deep sense of gratitude for what's to come.
You got it. It's about feeling that gratitude in advance, almost like you're already living the reality that you desire. And this ties back to the concept of I am, because when we express gratitude, we're acknowledging that abundance that already exists within us, that divine potential that Dr. Dyer talked about.
Wow, these 5 foundations are so interconnected. They really build upon each other to create a powerful framework for manifesting desires.
They do. And remember, it all starts with recognizing the power of I am and using it to align with our highest selves.
It's about understanding that we're not just passive observers in our own lives. We are active creators.
Yeah.
We have the power to choose our thoughts, our words, and our feelings. And when we align those with our I am, with that sense of conquering divinity within us, we can truly create magic.
Absolutely. It's about embracing that inherent power and stepping into our full potential. Dr. Dyer's teachings on I am go even deeper than just manifesting desires, though. He believed that I am is the very essence of our being, the core of who we are.
So it's not just about changing our external circumstances.
Yeah.
It's about transforming our internal state of being.
You got it. It's about aligning with our true selves, our I am, and experiencing life from a place of wholeness and connection. And he believed that by connecting with that I am, we tap into a source of infinite wisdom and power.
It's like accessing a deeper level of consciousness, almost like tapping into a universal source of energy.
Precisely. And from that state of awareness, we can experience greater peace, joy, and fulfillment in our lives. It's about recognizing that we're not just limited beings, but expressions of something far greater than ourselves.
This is truly profound stuff. It makes you realize we have so much more power and potential than we often give ourselves credit for. But how do we actually connect with our I am in a tangible way? It seems like such an abstract concept.
That's a great question. And Dr. Dyer offered several practical practices for cultivating that connection. One of the most powerful is meditation.
Meditation makes sense. It's all about quieting the mind and connecting with our inner selves.
Exactly. Dr. Dyer believed that meditation allows us to step out of that constant mental chatter and access a deeper level of awareness where our I am can emerge.
It's like creating space for that inner voice to speak, to guide us.
You've got it. And from that space of stillness and presence, we can tap into our intuition, our inner guidance. He truly believed that meditation was essential for cultivating a strong connection with our I am.
So it's about making time for stillness, for introspection, for allowing that inner wisdom to surface. What other practices did he recommend?
Another powerful practice is affirmations.
Affirmations. We touched on this earlier, right? Those positive statements that we repeat to reprogram our subconscious minds.
Yes, it's about replacing those negative I am nots with empowering I am Ms. Dr. Dyer emphasized that affirmations should be spoken with conviction and feeling, truly embodying the truth of what we're affirming.
It's like we're planting seeds of possibility in our minds, nurturing those thoughts that align with our I am and the reality that we want to create.
That's a great way to put it. And those seeds can indeed grow into incredible manifestations. Along with meditation and affirmations, Dr. Dyer also emphasized the importance of living in alignment with our values.
Our values.
Yeah.
How does that tie into the concept of I am?
Well, he believed that our values are reflections of our I am, of our deepest truths and desires.
So it's about living in a way that honors our true selves, that aligns with that inner knowing.
Exactly. And when our actions are congruent with our values, we experience a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. It's like we're walking our talk, authentically expressing who we truly are.
It's like being true to your I am, living a life that reflects that inner compass.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And by living in alignment with our I am, we not only create a more meaningful and joyful life for ourselves, but we also inspire others to do the same. Our choices, our actions, they can ripple outwards, creating positive change in the world around us.
It's like we're becoming a beacon of our I am, shining that light out into the world.
You've got it. And by embracing our true selves, we encourage others to do the same. It's like a chain reaction of empowerment, all stemming from that simple but profound realization, I am.
It's like we're all these little sparks of the divine flame.
Yeah.
Each one unique and radiant in its own way.
Exactly. And by fanning that flame, by nurturing our connection to I am, we can kind of illuminate the world with our unique gifts and talents.
Yeah, it's a beautiful image.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the power of recognizing that we're not separate from the divine.
Yeah.
But an integral part of it.
Precisely. And that realization can be incredibly empowering. It frees us from those limitations of ego and allows us to tap into a source of infinite potential.
It's like shifting from a limited sense of self to this expanded awareness of our true nature.
You got it. And that shift in perspective can really transform every area of our lives.
So how do we practically apply this understanding of I am in our daily lives?
Yeah.
It can feel so grand and almost overwhelming.
That's a great question. One simple but powerful way is to just become more mindful of our thoughts and our words.
Because our thoughts and words create our reality.
Exactly. So by consciously choosing thoughts and words that align with our I am, we can shape our experiences in really powerful ways.
It's about becoming the authors of our own lives. Taking responsibility for the energy we put out into the world.
Precisely. And it's also about recognizing the I am in others, not just ourselves.
So it's not just about personal transformation.
Yeah.
But about extending that recognition of divinity to everyone we encounter.
Exactly. When we see the I am in others, we cultivate compassion, understanding, and a deeper sense of connection. We start to see the world as a reflection of that divine spark that resides within each of us.
It's like we're extending the light of our own I am to illuminate the world around us, creating a ripple effect of love and positivity.
You got it. And that interconnectedness, that recognition of our shared divinity, is ultimately what will bring about positive change in the world.
It's a beautiful vision.
Yeah.
And it all starts with that simple yet profound realization, I am.
It does. And as we continue to explore the depths of this concept, we discover that I am is not just a statement of being, but a call to action.
A call to action? In what sense?
Well, Dr. Dyer always emphasized that the realization of I am is not meant to be a passive experience. It's meant to inspire us to live a life of purpose and meaning, to use our unique gifts and talents to make a positive difference in the world.
So it's about translating our understanding of I am into action, into creating a life that reflects that inner truth.
Exactly. It's about becoming the embodiment of our I am, letting that divine spark shine through everything we do.
And by doing so, we not only fulfill our own potential, but also contribute to the evolution of consciousness as a whole.
Precisely. It's like we're each adding our own unique thread to the tapestry of creation, enriching the world with our individual expression of the divine.
Wow, this has been such an incredible deep dive into the power of I am. It's given me so much to think about and reflect on.
It has been a really profound exploration, and it's clear that this concept has the potential to transform our lives in the world around us.
So what's the one key takeaway you hope our listener will walk away with today?
I think the most important takeaway is that recognition that we are not just these limited human beings, but rather expressions of the divine.
That we are all I am, sparks of that universal source of creation.
Precisely. And by embracing that truth, by aligning our thoughts, our words, and our actions with our I am, we can unlock a world of infinite possibility.
It's an invitation to step into our full potential and create a life that is both meaningful and joyful. A life that reflects that divine spark within each of us.
Beautifully said. As Dr. Dyer so eloquently put it, you are a magnificent piece of the universe, and you have the power to create anything you desire.
So to our listener, we leave you with this question. If you truly believe in the power of I am, what incredible reality will you choose to create? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It's been an honor exploring these profound concepts with you.
Until next time, may you live in the fullness of your I am.